Welcome to We Watch Stupid. I'm Roxy, and
Noemi.
Noemi is back. Diana is still trying to figure out life with a baby, and we got to respect that because that's a huge transition. Today we're talking about 90 Days OG Season 10, Episode 7, Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace. I am like kind of bewildered how many more episodes there are going to be because I thought this is like the end of whatever the officiant says in a wedding vows. Is there anything after that?
Oh, yeah. The after is I do or I don't.
Okay. But like 8 episodes is like, that's a really short season. We obviously have further to go.
We do, because this episode was, like you said, filler. There was nothing exciting happening. It's
No.
like, how do you break a scene of being in the car or being in whatever for 3 segment, like little segments? I'm like, ugh.
We're getting so little of Devin and Nick. I wonder if like Nikki and Justigor maybe don't work out and then they take their place,
Mm.
or if maybe Devin and Nick are just that boring that we're just never going to get a ton of them.
I don't know, that's a good question. I'm wondering if this is going to be how they're going to continue showing the segments, whereas before it was 2 couples or so, 2, 3 couples in an episode versus having most couples in every episode. I mean, I guess they get paid more, so
Did we have everybody in this episode? I feel like we did.
I think we did.
Dang. Okay. I know Gino and Jasmine were on first, but do you want to start with Rob and Sophie? There's like not a ton that happened there.
Yeah, let's start with them.
I thought it was weird that they like zoomed into her phone and they're texting each other through Instagram and not like WhatsApp or something. Like, wouldn't you, if you had a relationship with someone, not still be DMing through Instagram? Maybe I'm making too much out of that.
Yeah, I think you are.
Okay.
I didn't read into it. I was just like, "Oh, okay." I
I just,
mean,
they just both seem like such influencers. I'm like, okay, you live on Instagram, I guess is what I'm trying to make
oh, okay,
out of it,
okay.
you know?
Yes,
Because
yes.
they're not like, yeah, I think they met on social media. A lot of these people do, but they are like on social media because they think each other's hot, and like that's kind of the extent of their relationship.
I mean, and now they're upset because of social media. Their
Right.
argument is, so you have a
Yeah.
point.
So he like goes over to this house she's renting. She rented like a whole ass house. Like I thought it was an apartment, but she rented a whole house. He brings one rose and is wearing a do-rag. Like he looks like a mess. Like put yourself together. Wash your face. Take your do-rag off. Like do your hair.
Yeah,
Like
do your hair.
what is his problem?
And he walks in so confidently. Like, I brought you a rose because I know you like it. I
I
was
would
like,
have
"Oh,
seen him. I would have been like through the peephole, seeing him come through with one rose and being like, no fucking way, like turn the deadbolt, like walk away. Like you are not coming in here with one rose. He's such a dumb, cheap ass dumbass. Oh my God.
uh, yeah, exactly." And he, like, walks in, he's like, "Oh, this is a nice place." She obviously could do better. She doesn't need him. So and you come here with 1 rose to this, like, Airbnb that she's renting out, which is way better than your place. Like, yes, put a little bit more thought, like, try a little harder, Rob.
I know. He calls this the like sexual videos and messages that he's sending back and forth with people. He says it's just bullshit online like junk mail. It's like, no, junk mail is unsolicited. You don't reply to junk mail. This is such a bad analogy.
I know. He Ugh, do you think she fell for it?
Well, it's weird because she like didn't really let him off the hook. Like she told him like, "No, you knew that if you did this again, I would leave you." And like I don't think she really buys that it's he had nothing like he's saying like it's junk mail like he had no part in it. Like he had no participation in
Mhm.
it. And I don't think she buys that. She like says she's not accusing him of real life cheating, but that he needs to acknowledge that he hurt her because I think that's what he hasn't done. He just keeps getting defensive. So at least he does that. He acknowledges that she's hurt and stops making excuses at a certain point. But I don't think this guy's ever going to be done with the like defensive deny excuse kind of pattern, Like that's kind of baked into who he is.
Yeah, that's kinda scary, but you're right. I mean, when he was apologizing, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, okay, not bad, not bad." I didn't think it was genuine like she did, like Sophie did, but and then he was like, "It could have been worse." I was like, "Why end your apology like that? Like, just
I
say, 'I'm
know.
sorry.'" That's
So
it.
disappointing. In the ITM, he says it's been a slow transition to having a relationship since he's like used to, I don't know, being single and like used to her being long distance, which is like another excuse. Like you both want to be in this relationship. She says she only thing she's asked for from him was loyalty because he doesn't have money, he doesn't have a nice house, he can't do really anything.
What did what was it that her mom said? He is
Oh, he's
boring,
boring. There's no job.
no job, no sympathy. Like, yes, that is who he
It's
is.
yep, and it's still true this episode. Amazing. No growth in one day. Um, he says it could have been a lot worse. He was wrong. It could have been a lot worse, and it will
Mhm.
never be that wrong again.
I mean, I do feel for Sophie because like she said, I really have no choice. Like over here, I came to your country. We have 90 days. It's not like I could just be like, okay, bye. You know, she needs to do some real soul searching and decide if this is what she wants for her life. Are they together?
I have no idea. I haven't been checking up on the social medias. She does have a choice though. Yeah, she could leave, but she wants to be in LA. So like this is her easiest, I think, ticket there because the visa is already in motion. So I think she thinks she doesn't have a choice if she wants to stay in LA.
Oh, that's true. So you think that she's here for some other reason than Rob? Like Rob not being the primary reason?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Like I think she wants to be in LA more than she wants to be with Rob. I don't because they're both like they both just want to be famous. Like they're both just clout chasers. Cuz he doesn't have an actual job. He just like wants to be like a hot person in the world. Like he has no ambition. He just like wants like he's gotten by like well enough I guess on being hot cuz he like models and stuff, but
Yeah, this episode he was looking a little raggedy. I was like, yeah, he did not take a shower. He did not play up the looks. I was like, not impressed.
uh I'm hoping this is just like a good starter marriage for her and then she's 20, what, 22, 23. She can just like she can divorce him in a couple years and she won't even be 30. She'll be able to find someone else.
That is true, honestly. Yes, get your green card. That's the minimum.
And honestly, that's just how I feel with like everybody on the season. I'm like, God, they're putting up with so much bullshit. Just give them the green card.
Yeah, Sophie should get the green card. Frankly, she will be an asset to the American economy since she has money. So give it to her.
We need more influencers. We need
Exactly.
more people on OnlyFans. We need more people contributing to this American economy.
Yes.
Oh god.
Ugh.
Anything else about them? Okay, you wanna do Nikki and Just Igor? He wants her to wear simpler clothes to meet his parents. And then she just they're like outside this shop and she turns it into, "You're always trying to make me dress simple." And I'm like, when is always? Like, I don't like everything with her is like a, what do they call it in therapy? It would just, everything with her is a binary. It just like everything escalates like so quickly. Like
Yeah.
she's so intense. She looks at some full-length dresses with, like, wrap tops, and he says those are too slutty.
The fact that she was like, "Oh, like, this is already too conservative," and he was like, "Not conservative enough."
I
Like,
know. But also, could he have been joking? His, like, humor is so dry. His humor is bone dry. Like, he could have totally been
oh,
joking. I don't know, though.
that is no, I don't think he was joking, only because he seems very nervous about this, you know?
But, yeah, maybe he is being super controlling and annoying in that way. Although, like, if you were dating Nikki, would you want her to show up in a see-through mesh top and a leather jacket to meet your parents?
I mean, that's where I was like, "Nikki, relax. This is literally to meet the parents." He's
Yeah.
not I mean, yes, he has constantly been like, "Oh, your makeup, too much makeup, be more normal, blah blah blah." But in this case, he's like, "For this meeting, please be a little bit more conservative."
Yeah.
Like you said, why can't you just take it for it's what he's saying, which is not today, Nikki, not today. Just be What did you think about the fashions?
Not super great. I was like, they, like, passed 'em on, like, her first day in Moldova, they passed a mall called Moldova, and I'm like, "There's gotta be, like, a Zara or, like, an H&M or something in there, right? Like, why are you at this place for, like, I don't know, it seemed just, like, very generic type clothes."
The lady that was when she was talking smack about the shirt, about it being like a tablecloth, and then, like, I don't know if she was a worker there or just a stranger that overheard, and he's like, "Yeah, this is more modern," or "This is typical of here," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I like the pink suit that she picked out, and I also like the dress that she ended up wearing. I thought she actually looked really, really nice when they were, like, going to meet the parents. Like, I thought she looked 10 years younger without all the crazy contouring and, like, huge eye makeup. Like, she looked very, like, youthful.
that's not her usual style, I guess," because I agreed. I was like, It is giving a little bit I'm going to church on a Sunday," the dress, but like she said, like, being conservative doesn't mean that you can't be sexy. So I don't know why she was giving so much fight to this whole thing. Like, why are you fighting it when you looked really good? And like you said, I did enjoy her makeup.
Like, she told us that Nikki Exotica is some, like, alternate persona that she uses to express herself, but she dresses and acts like Nikki Exotica all the time. So, she clearly just, like, likes attention. She just loves attention. She loves attention, she
Mm.
loves wearing bedazzled hats, she loves wearing, like, full pleather outfits on a fucking plane. She just
Mm.
she just needs to be seen, and she needs attention. I think that's the way that she finds meaning or validation because she does have so many, like, issues that we see.
Huh, I didn't think of it like that. I mean, I haven't really been reading onto why she does what she does, but she is also very she escalates things very quickly. Like,
so quickly. Oh my God. Let's go to this fight in the
yeah,
car.
I don't even know what they were fighting about.
He says her looking more like a regular woman is a good step for their relationship, which is shitty because she likes to be glam. Like she
Mhm.
doesn't like to look quote unquote regular. She likes to be glam. So you saying that
Mm.
her looking like a regular woman is a good step for their relationship. I mean, his English is awkward, but like that would feel shitty to me if like I looked radically different than I usually do and someone was like, "Oh, this is good for us that you look different." And then she says she doesn't feel like he's sexually attracted to her and he says that he's like emotionally shut down because she touches him too intensely and like too much and he like feels all this pressure because she is talking about it constantly. And then even when they did have sex, she was saying that it wasn't enough.
Well, wait, if I recall correctly, they did have sex the night before. She said last night was very we had a fun time last night. She says
Oh,
that.
okay.
And then she's like, and it was when the morning after that she was just touching. She says she was just touching his chest. He's like, you were doing it very aggressively. And I don't know who to believe.
Yeah. So then that just like gets her worked up and then she's like, "Well, you're not attracted to me. I'm too much for you. This is done." She yells at him that he needs a simple woman. Okay. Well, then if you think he needs a simple woman and you're not a simple woman, then you can leave. Like you are the one who's creating like you're giving him money. You're setting this up to be like a transactional relationship that it is beneficial for him to string you along. You started that. So if you are upset and in this terrible pattern that you hate so much, you are the one who has more power in so many different realms in this relationship. Like, then you need to leave. You cannot like bludgeon, like, she's trying to manipulate him by screaming at him and using her money, throwing her money around, and like, and then is acting surprised when he's like not stoked about her behavior.
If you could repeat all of that again, please do, because I am in agreement 100%. I two things about that whole car scene and argument. A, he was so cute when he still was touching her. Like, I don't know, that's the kind of thing that gets me. Like, I'm just like, "Ugh," I because physical touch is my love language. So she's
Uh-huh.
upset. She's, like looking out the window or more scooch on that side. And then he still extends his hand towards her lap. And I was just like, oh,
Oh.
so cute. And then the other thing that I was like, ay, este hijo de su madre. Igor, he's like, he makes a joke that is not.
Oh, the eject button?
I laughed because I thought that was hilarious.
No, that was fucking funny.
But she was not happy.
No, that's when she starts to cry because she's just like, "You're always making fucking jokes."
But you're always talking about sex. Like, literally, you're always bringing it back to sex. And to the degree that I think he's also bullshitting and just there for the money, um, he is trying to build more of a mental relationship. I feel like like for him, it would be nice if they could talk about something other than fucking.
You're probably right. I feel like he's doing that to stall
Yeah.
and just be able to get to the US. But I also, I mean, they both, I think they're just like so mismatched and they both suck in a lot of ways. Remember that Just Igor wore a freaking SS officer outfit. Like,
Mhm.
I realized with this, I, like I think Nikki is choosing a pattern that's probably familiar to her, like the feeling of being rejected
Mm,
and then getting defensive is probably like way more familiar to her than being vulnerable. Like
mm,
we never see her be, well, sometimes in the ITMs we see her be vulnerable. But like that's when she's by herself. Like she's never, I don't really feel like she's actually vulnerable with him. And
yeah.
like when we see her meet his friends, like she just leads with like sexuality and this like dark past that she has. And I guess you could see that as vulnerability, but I feel like for her, it's more of like, more for her to be like a spectacle
Mm,
because she wants all the attention on her.
hmm,
That's how I read that.
hmm.
She's complex.
Yeah, yeah. Their relationship to me doesn't make sense. It didn't work
No.
once. What makes you think it's gonna work the second time?
Yeah.
But
Well, I could see her wanting to, well, she's definitely another influencer type that wants to be on TV.
mm,
But I could see, wanting to try this again now that you both understand who the other person like is more, he's going into it like actually knowing that
mm,
she's trans and like having lived his own life for 15 years, but it's not good.
yeah. There's gonna be that relationship is not going anywhere. He's not
No,
coming to America.
no. And I don't know why they're not on before the 90.
Yeah. Same here.
Like, like this is not like why are we still in Moldova? This is 90 day. This isn't
Yeah.
before the
Yeah.
90.
Well, like my last thing about them is that the mom looks a lot like Nikki.
You think?
I was like, oh,
Did like she had a lot of work done?
not work, but the blonde hair, the like also
Okay.
very make. So yeah, I was just like,
Oh, the mom was like pretty made up and was wearing like a sheer bedazzled shirt. So I'm like, wait, why did Nikki have to be so conservative exactly? Very odd to me. Maybe that just means that Igor really does prefer her to look this way and it's not necessarily about respectability with his family.
ooh,
I don't know. TBD.
oh, to be determined for sure, huh? Yeah, no, I think he's also trying to be controlling too, since he has little control. You know,
Yeah, that's a good point. Like this is the one thing he can feel like a man about.
you know.
Just be a man.
But I don't know. I don't have anything to say about them. They Why do they get into arguments right before a big meeting? This is not the time to be having conversations. Let's just sit in the car and get there.
She is so fixated on validation through sexual desirability that it's always
That
on her mind.
that part is 100%.
And then she
Mm,
feels like she's being swindled because she's paid for this sex and she's not getting it.
honestly.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How
Okay.
awful.
Yeah. Speaking of misogyny, you want to do Ashley and Manuel? So would like you said that Manuel reminds me of your dad. Would like is this how like your dad or maybe like your uncles would act in therapy?
Definitely. Like, the fact that he even went? I mean, the difference is, though, my mom would never, like, be this talkative towards my dad, It's just like, "You're not going anywhere," because it's just like,
Oh.
you're not going anywhere, so it's like, I'm not for her, it's like, I'm not going to mess up my peace for why?
Mm,
When there's no resolution. He's hiding something.
he's super creepy.
He is hiding something. I What gives you the creep vibes? I don't know if I get the creep vibes as much as I just, like, dislike him.
Just the way he's so patronizing.
Oh, true.
He's just so patronizing all the time. He talks to
Yes.
her like she's a fucking idiot. And I get it, like, culturally, he doesn't see going to therapy as, like, trying to work on the relationship. He literally calls her and the therapist clowns. Like, yeah, I don't like any of this. Like, Ashley, you can do better. I don't know why you're like, why is she putting up with this? Like, she's hot, she's funny, like, she's fun.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know, but I will say I did agree with the therapist that at least this episode, Ashley was very giving mom vibes towards Manuel. And I
I
don't know
guess.
if it's because she just like this is her way of communicating, like she over communicates and wants to, hear his thoughts. He probably has none, Ashley. Stop asking. Um
That's true.
But, like, maybe that's why. So it does come off as her being like, "Oh, you need to do this. You let's do that," but it's just her trying to.
Yeah. I noticed that in the therapy sessions, she started talking over everyone a bunch. That's also kind of like an East Coast thing, but I feel like in therapy, you should probably keep that a little bit more in check.
Therapy, I was like, "Ashley, stop. You're here to listen. Like, the whole point is you want him to talk. Why are you talking?" But later on, she says, "Oh, yeah, he was open in therapy." And I was like, "What? Well, I didn't see it." So I don't know if they just didn't show us.
It seemed like it took such a long time for that therapist to drag anything out of him, because at one point, she's like, "Okay, well, why don't you want Ashley to talk to your family?" And he just says, "I don't know." And it's like, bro, come up
Yeah.
with something a little bit better. Like, he's actively just evading questions or accountability. And then they go to this dinner, and then it's just like nothing is retained by either of them. Like, they're just immediately back in the exact same pattern of her talking to him like a child, and then him getting like defensive and patronizing. And I think they're both using language and the way that they talk to each other to try and control one another, because they don't have a lot of control over the
Mm.
situation. She can control what's language
Mm.
she speaks in. He can control what he does or doesn't tell her.
That's an interesting point.
They're both dumbasses.
She could do better. Manuel is I didn't even realize he had how many kids? 2 kids?
Yeah, two teenagers.
Yeah, and 2 his reasoning for not wanting to introduce her was like, "Bro, like, they're grown. They're not babies."
Oh yeah, he says he wants to protect their well-being because she's too fiery or something. But like, again, she might be fiery with you, but she's not gonna, because you're being an patronizing asshole all the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
She was fine with your family. Like, she's been fine with your family when they've been on the phone or whatever.
yeah. I wonder if she never met them, because technically she went to Peru. Like, that's where they met. Huh.
She says they haven't. Yeah. She says, "I am your personal life. I am your privacy."
When she's like, "You've been on the front seat, you've been the front on my passenger seat," or something like that, when she made that analogy between, like, him being in the front seat of her life for such a long time,
Mhm.
it's her turn. I was like, "Girl, you're lucky you got in the car, because that's all he's
Just
giving." He
yeah.
was like
Drive that car off a bridge. Like, it's not going anywhere. This car is
Yes,
going in circles.
yes, ugh, yes. I'm yeah, I don't understand why she wants why she loves him so much.
She's stigmatized. That's all they ever did. That's all they do. That's all they do is fuck. Like the sex is good, and she's stigmatized. It's not that deep.
Okay. Okay. Do we want to give him the green card?
Whatever.
I don't know.
I'm not going to talk to him, but we do need more people to build houses, and I think that's what he does. So let's give him the green
Give
card.
him the green card.
Um,
I know. Uh, wait, one more thing. One more, want to get your
okay.
thoughts about this whole sending money to his family. That's such a
Oh,
like 90-day bingo card. I remember you keeping tabs on that, and I was like,
yes. That's true. I can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah, he wants Ashley to send his family $250 every month. And then it looks like in the next time on he ups it to $300.
he's like, negotiation.
Yeah, that would have been something nice for her to know. Like this guy doesn't say anything. I think he just has this like misogynist mindset that like it doesn't matter if I share because women are stupid and they have to do whatever I say
Mm,
anyways.
mhm,
And I think
mm,
that's a big part of why he's not sharing.
mm.
Because he's like, there's
Yeah,
no possible way she could say no because she's
yeah.
a stupid woman.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's if you're such a machista, then hey, gay like your woman should not be taking care of you. You should have a problem with the fact that you're not working, but you seem to be fine, sir.
I think he really does. He's just like, he's acting out. Like, his acting
Ah.
out is like part of him having a problem. Like, I don't think he can even say it.
Okay, I could see that.
Like, I don't think he could ever like, could you imagine Manuel getting to a place where he's like, I'm sad because I can't provide for us.
No.
Right.
Ah, okay, you're okay, okay, okay.
Me and my armchair psychology.
Hey, listen, you're spreading wisdom.
Sure.
I'm learning. I feel like this is the first, maybe not the first time, but to me, the idea of sending money back home is normal,
Mhm.
but not when you're not working.
But, like, if they're completely dependent on him, like, he should have planned
Ah,
for that, you know? He should have planned for that and thought about it.
this is giving Kalani and Asuelo vibes, like the whole sending money to their family.
Yeah, I mean, I think remittances are, like, a huge
Mhm,
part of why immigration
mhm,
happens in the first place, and, yeah,
mhm.
to, like, not understand that about, like, when you are bringing someone from another country over, like, to not understand that dynamic is, like, kind of naive.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, let's move on.
Clayton and Anali, she won't even kiss him in the morning.
I was like, it's bad breath. I get it. But also she hadn't showered. So maybe she also doesn't feel like, you know, I'm with you. You did a face right now, but I'm with you.
She flew from Peru. Why didn't you get in the shower the night before? That is so gross. You have germs from like God knows how many different countries and people all over you and your clothes. Take a freaking shower.
Yeah, take it up. What did you think about why she didn't do any sexy time with him?
He's self conscious about how she's acting, but she just moved into a gross one bedroom full of guinea pigs with his mom. And like she says that she can hear everything in other parts of the apartment. So, like, no, I wouldn't want to like fuck in front of a I wouldn't want to fuck in front of someone's mom, period. But like, especially after I just met her, like, are you crazy?
That is true.
And I'm like concerned that he doesn't see a problem with it. You
That he
know?
doesn't
Like,
even yeah. Yeah, he's more concerned about, like, why am I not getting any affection? Huh.
yeah, it just makes me think that he's probably banged people in that apartment with his mom in her closet. Oh wait, no, he said that they just turn on music and they just kind of do their own thing. Ugh.
I mean, that's part of having housemates, now you just know when people are doing their sexy time because of music a little louder than usual, things that make no sense, and it's like, "What?"
Right.
I know.
So then they go horseback riding and he tries to make it a surprise, but I'm like, this is not s- like this is something someone needs to be like dressed appropriately for. And like, does she hate horses? Is she allergic to like
Mm.
hay and stuff? Like, that's not something that I would just spring on someone.
I mean, I'm
He's
I'm gonna believe that he knows,
Yeah, I get she
you know?
says her grandparents have horses, so maybe he already knew that.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a better horseback rider because he's from Kentucky. So he just absorbs it from the ether or something.
That's how it
He
works.
looked he looked very awkward on
So
that horse.
I thought I've gone horseback riding, but this was a while ago. And I remember them making a big deal about me using a helmet, which I didn't want because the look. I'm like, where are
No.
the helmets here?
No, it's so stupid to not wear a helmet when you're on a horse. I grew up horseback riding. I am a horse girl,
Ooh.
but I would never, ever, ever get on a horse without a helmet. I don't care if you're just going around in a little paddock. Those are huge animals.
Okay, so that's okay. So then that was what I thought. It was like maybe because they actually didn't go far and it was just contained to that small space. But I thought the same thing. I was like, I thought liability wise, they need a helmet.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Okay.
It's really dumb to not wear a helmet. He's so pale. Like they were walking into the paddock and I was just like he's like bright white. Like he doesn't go outside, Noemi. Like what the frick is wrong with this guy?
He is very he is very pale. And I laugh because he reminds me of one of my friends. Like he's also very, very pale. And it's just he when he speaks Spanish, he's also gringo and speaks Spanish, same accent. It was just I can't see Clayton and not think about my friend.
What do you think of Clayton's Spanish?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely can hold a conversation. So I was impressed. I am wondering why she doesn't speak English or how her English is.
It sounds
Anali.
like she knows a couple phrases and a
Okay.
couple words, you know. I know, like, how does her family think she's going to the US to work when she doesn't speak English?
That is a very good question.
She's not gonna translate. What's she gonna translate to? Like, what do you think she's doing?
What exactly? Oh, I didn't even think about it. Yeah. What did you think about the conversation?
The part that he's saying isn't saying is like it makes me feel bad or it makes me feel sad that you're not telling your family. Like am I wrong there? Did he say that at all?
No, no.
Yeah, so I feel like he's not leading with how it makes him feel. He just
Mhm.
kind of like demanding that she tell her father and like yeah, she like tells us in her ITM like she kind of lost control of this, you know, she like decided she wasn't going to tell him, and then it just kind of turned into a different thing. And so then I guess her plan is to come to the US and then say that she met Clayton in the US.
Yeah, continue the lie,
Like
essentially.
they're going to get married and then she's not going to tell her parents, and like I think he's nervous about getting the wrath of her father, you know? Like if this
Yeah.
guy is that intense, like to be on the other side of that or to feel like an accomplice in some way, I think is what he's
Yeah.
nervous about.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think in addition to saying, "Hey, this is how it makes me feel," is say you're putting our relationship in jeopardy, like in your parents' eyes already. Like, have you guys not seen the family Chantel? This is why their relationship didn't work. It started with a lie.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz now, yeah, Mother Chantel is just like super suspicious of everything and everybody's screaming all the time. Great television. Can't wait
Yeah.
to cover it with you.
Yes.
But yeah, yeah. No, that's a good analogy though. Like this isn't setting them up for success in the long term. Cuz then
Mm,
what? Like you're going to let it, like it might like slip out when you're like drunk at a family function, you know, like how you actually met or something, or like maybe 5 years down the road when you feel comfortable, you're going to tell the truth, but then everyone's going to be like, what the fuck? You've been lying to us this whole time, you know? Just it's not good.
yeah, I mean, her logic doesn't make sense. Like, you're right. You're
No.
gonna tell them we're dating. She's like, duh, like, hello, think a little. Like, if I
So
say
rude.
that I met you here, like, hello, why are you making this difficult? And he's like, oh, God.
So like my parents, they're divorced, but they're both like, you know, in their 60s, like online dating. Like they understand what it, well, I guess my dad isn't online dating anymore, but
He's taken?
I guess, yeah.
Mm,
Are you looking for an awkward 63-year-old doctor?
like, sugar, could I be a sugar baby wise kind of thing? Or is that
Oh my
not enough?
god, please please don't talk about my dad that way. Oh my god. Oh my god. No.
Let him live, Roxy.
But you know, like they knew what it was, you
Mhm,
know. I'm just wondering if like she's from, I forget where she is in Peru, but she's not near Lima. Like I don't think
mhm.
she's from like a big city. Like maybe her parents are just like,
More
you
traditional.
know, yeah, more traditional, just don't have any idea what online dating is, like are scared of it, whatever. So maybe that is kind of thinking about it more, you know, like, yeah, I think that would be super hard to bridge that gap with them if they don't know anyone that's online dated or anything like that, you know?
That's true, and, as you were talking, it did I was reminded that they got engaged after 4 days of meeting. Like, frankly, how do you
Yes.
tell your dad, "Oh, not only have I been talking to this stranger, but now I'm getting married after 4 days." Yeah, it would have never happened. I mean, it's true. I do think that it was a okay lie to come to America. Cause had she told her father, it was gonna be a no, 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 no.
Yeah, there's parts of it that make sense to me, but like I don't know, he's obviously hurt by it, and that's the thing that
Mhm.
she's not really contending with.
What did you think about meeting the sister, Brandy?
She really came in hot, and, like, I really didn't like she, like, came in the door, and then she, like, went to kinda sit down, and then she was like, "Oh, wait, be a human," and then she went and, like, greeted everyone. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?"
I also didn't like the setup, like, don't have it ta like, if you're meeting someone, seating arrangement was not ideal.
So weird, yeah, very awkward. The sister is, like, upset that she doesn't know more about Anali, but then she knows that she is a judgmental bitch and says as much to Clayton.
Mhm.
And then and then she proceeds to be a judgmental bitch.
She's, like, staying on brand.
Asking Clayton in front of Anali if she's just here for a green card.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand the overprotection. Like, to me, when siblings and or family is very much talking the way that she did about her brother, is giving you don't trust your brother's judgment.
Totally. Yeah. It's that and racisms.
Mm.
It might be a little bit of racisms.
Mm.
Yeah, that stood out for me too.
Yeah, and because he got cheated on in the past, like, all of a sudden, Annalie has to pay for that? Like, relax, dude.
No, it's so weird to like project that onto the partner who got here 2 days ago, you
Exactly.
know?
Yeah, it was
And like, sometimes it's real, like Luis and Molly, sometimes it's good to be
ah,
suspicious, but
true.
I feel like most of the time people end up staying together,
Yeah.
at least on the OG 90 day. Like all bets are off for before the 90.
I don't know. I was just like, "You are too much." I'm like, "Are you the mother? I wanna know more about this family dynamic." The mom is, like, super chill. She's like and here's Brandy being like, "So, what are your intentions?" It's like, "Whoa, like, you are just meeting me."
You know what just occurred to me is that so mom is like clearly a hoarder with some kind of mental illness. Like I don't who voluntarily lives in a closet.
It's a walk-in closet, okay?
So mom is living in a closet. She's a weirdo. And then I feel like maybe this sister had to pick up the slack because mom isn't all there.
Ah,
And so maybe that's why
yes.
she's, like, so intense and overprotective because mom like, cause like, yeah, when do like, mom doesn't seem to be able to string a sentence together.
Okay.
Like, doesn't she seem kinda out of it?
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what's going on with that woman, but, yeah, I feel like that's why she's so intense. I don't understand why she says, "I'm over it, whatever, get married," and then just runs off crying.
And starts
Yeah, it
crying.
was so bizarre.
Like, "Why are you crying?" That I did not understand it. Let's say Anali is using your brother. So what? That does not warrant
Totally.
you crying. Like, I don't there's something there. I don't know why she was crying.
So I am a big sister, and it is very hard for me to watch my siblings do stupid stuff. But at a certain point, kind of like a parent, you have to just be like, well, she's not 7 anymore.
Mhm.
She's 30. So I can say my 2 cents, but then I have to just say it once, and then she's going to do whatever she's going to do.
Yes.
And then I get to say that I was right. But yeah, you just have to let people fuck up sometimes, even if it's hard to watch,
Yeah.
even if the stakes are really high.
And if they learn, great, and if they don't, then God.
Nick and Devin.
Nick and Devin. My couple. I just have one note on them, and it was wholesome.
It was pretty cute. They also they also said cute about a million times in their segment. I was a little disappointed that he didn't get like an actual photographer
Same.
to take pictures because I'm like, okay, all these selfie stick photos, you only see like half the outfit and they're like blurry and it's just a little awkward, but I guess they also have the footage from the TV show that they're on. Yeah, but he proposes in this traditional Korean village. I've been there. I love Seoul. I've been to this Korean village. There's so many like cute cafes and the traditional homes are so gorgeous.
Oh,
So very cute place to propose. Yeah, they're cute. Whatever. What else can
cute.
we say?
Nothing.
So Gino and Jasmine. Segment starts with Jasmine weeping at the back of this building. Some person on Reddit zoomed in on her getting out of the car when she like
Mhm.
gets out and runs away. And they notice that she's holding 2 lip glosses that look the same, but they're different colors. So
Dun, dun, dun.
I think she just like dropped the lip gloss and forgot about it because they look the exact same.
Okay, so I would have been on board with this theory, but for what we learn later on about him going to the strip club.
You think he brought a stripper home?
I mean, he had a woman in there. It's as far as I'm gonna say. I don't know if it was a stripper, a friend. I don't know. I need more information, but I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm team Jasmine because I hate Gino so much. She is so wild this episode and it's so funny. Why you reacting like that? I'm nervous. I don't feel love, Gino. I don't feel love.
I wanna go. And then it's like, I wanna go home. Just like that.
Buy me a ticket. Just buy me a ticket. I'm so cold I cannot even think.
And she is visibly shaking. I'll give her that.
He's letting her go out in really dumb outfits. Like
Mm.
he's lived in Michigan his whole life and he's letting her go out in a thin jersey dress with dumb shoes, no
Mm,
sweater, no tights. Like
yes.
he is what he's being stupid.
Yes. She's not gonna listen, but like, come on, try Gino.
Sure. In her ITM, Jasmine tells us that her dad ran off when she was 3 years old and like for some reason needed to tell her mom that Jasmine was a mistake and he regretted having her, which is just like so fucked up and unnecessary. Like
Mhm.
if you're going to run off, just run off.
Just run off.
Like you don't need to like, you know, what is it? Rub salt in the wound.
Why will you share that with your daughter? You know? Like, it's you listen, your dad was not a man. That's it. It was nothing to do with you. But also, honestly, at that point when she was talking about that, I was like, "Ay, Jasmine, we know this already."
From your behavior and the way you talk and who you are as a person.
I was like, "Give us
That's so funny.
something new insight." But I mean, it must be hard. It really must be hard, but what is harder is the fact that you are 30 something years old and still holding on to that.
Do
Like,
you believe that she's actually 37?
no,
Okay, yeah, me neither.
no, no.
Okay.
Before I used like in my 20s, maybe I would have, but now in my 30s, I'm like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, no way.
I know what 30 looks like.
Okay, so then, they get back in the car. I guess she's not going back to Panama. She says cleaning is like therapy, but she's using it as an excuse to go through all of Gino's shit and pulls out a bunch of stuff that he had kept from his relationship with his ex-wife. She reads some letter that the ex-wife had
It
written
was
about like I
hilarious.
love making love to you or something, and she's like, wow, she's lucky I cannot say this about Gino.
That was gold, gold. I was like, that was amazing. I laughed so hard when she did that.
She shows us the Kama Sutra and she's like, look at all these positions. We've only practiced one position.
We only do
And then
one.
She The weirdest thing was the notebook that only has perras written in it. Like, what the fuck was that? It's just like the whole coffee table is just full of like random shit she's found.
She she was like, and then this loop. Oh, well, at least it's closed. At least it's, I was like, oh, I know. It's so funny because when she was talking to the dog, I was just like, "Oh my god, trauma dumping." And then she says the whole comment, I'm like, "I'm gonna get you therapy." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh my god, love her.
I
So
He comes in.
he comes back, and I think she really thinks that she has good evidence. I'm not sure for what. I'm not sure the case that she's making.
She is trying to fight. I I'm like, "Okay, you guys, he's not working, right? So you and him are with each other 24/7.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand how they're living right now. You know, like, okay, you're gonna go buy what did he buy? He bought a stool for Coco and an
A hat.
outfit and a hat.
You're always a giver, so generous and kind. Oh my god, he looked like he was gonna shit himself when, like, she said that.
He's like, "Sit, we need to talk." And I was like,
Yeah. But yeah, she's producing the shit out of this argument, directing it really well and
"Yeah."
really acting the part of boss bitch. So, directing, producing, acting as usual.
And all Gino
Do
is
you
like, "No, I'm not."
do you think that he should have like audited his house before she got there?
No, no. I mean, he should have cleaned, but he didn't even do that. So
Right. Good
so
point.
no. Like because the thing is she is going to make an issue. Like you said, there was no evidence. That
Mhm.
little napkin, so what?
And she tears it up and throws
Throws it.
it.
I know. She knows how to push buttons. I'll tell you that much. The
She's incredible. Oh my god, she's incredible. He's like, "Did you have fun with that?" And I wish he would have been
Yes.
like, "Yes!" She told him though, like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't even this last season of Before the 90 Days, but the one before, she was like, "I don't want any evidence of Brazil and your, like, Brazilian wife in your house." She's like I think she said, like, "We're gonna get rid of it when I get there." But,
Okay.
like, maybe like, if you're trying to avoid a fight, maybe just do it
Oh,
before she gets there. So then Jasmine goes to get her nails done with Michelle, who is Dana's wife. Dana is like this loser old man that's like commenting stuff about her being a sugar baby or a gold digger on her Instagram. She says Michelle's the only family member Jasmine feels comfortable with, and that isn't judgmental.
yeah. Yeah. It's pretty sad, but it's really nice of Michelle that she's, you know, giving her the time of day.
Yeah. Michelle seems to know that Gino's house is gross because they're like talking about her cleaning it. Wait, do you keep mementos?
I
Uh-huh.
I don't make it an issue to, like, throw the like, I don't make it a thing to toss them. I don't make it a thing to also keep them. If they're around, they're around, you know?
Mhm.
So, yeah, but I
Yeah.
do.
Okay. Yeah, because Michelle tells her she's okay with her husband keeping romantic things, and then Jasmine says she knows she's over the top with jealousy.
Oh, yeah, when Michelle was like, "I am." Like, with her, "I am" just gave me, like, I'm an adult. Of course, like, it would have
Well, you're kind of in that moment, she's like, clearly Jasmine wants to vent, and then
Yeah.
she's gonna have to be like, well, sorry, like I'm not the right person to vent to. I am. Oops. Ooh.
Oh, but I mean, okay, so then they started talking about, like you said, cleaning. And again, going back to the fact that Gino, like, is not working right now. Why is he not helping with the cleaning? Like, what is he doing?
He's gross. I mean, I think they just like traditional gender roles.
Mm,
And
okay.
clearly he doesn't know how to clean.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's probably gonna be like, "I know, like, clean," and he'll try, and then she'll still clean on top the same spot. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, he's never gonna do it
The
good
right
enough
way.
for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just not even worth her time to have him do it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I was like, "When is the little flags gonna come off?"
Oh, the
Get
Panama
rid of
flags.
them.
Oh
Ugh.
my god. I wanna make over that house so bad. It's just so dated. That couch is so ugly, and then they just have, like, all this shit hung up on the walls. It's
Yeah, there's no
so
money
bad.
for that right now, though, so I'm
No,
sure
that's true.
poor Jasmine's like, I know."
So then she gets to a place where Michelle's like, "I think it's hard for you to accept love." And then she's like, "I think you're right. I should try harder with Gino." And then Michelle says that he had a bachelor party, so she should have her own night out.
And the shock on Jasmine's face. I wonder
She was, like, stunned.
she was like, "What?"
Oh
And
my
she was like, "I'm
god.
just the messenger." Like,
Yeah, I
make it
know.
happen, okay?
This seemed a little bit produced because Michelle is, like, so into it. She was like, "Oh, yeah, they did it. Yeah, they were out there. Yeah, you should have your own. Yeah." But whatever. I love that Jasmine's like, "I should have trusted my gut." Okay.
And I'm like, "You did
Or
too. Didn't she also have a, girls' night before she flew out here?"
oh, yeah, she had a bachelorette party with, like, a huge on a
Yeah,
bus with a huge penis with Gino's hat on it.
yeah. So I'm like,
That's a good point, yeah.
like why are you fighting about some like, or you're gonna fight about it when you know you did it? Just be like,
I think it's probably more about the strip club because we don't see her go to a strip club. We see her just, like, go to a bar with her girlfriends and sit on a pillow because of her new ass implants. But, like, on the next time on, like, Gino is at they have footage of him at a fucking strip club. I have a hard time believing that she didn't know if it's on film, you know?
"No, but why?"
But
That she if it's on, because
I
in
don't
theory, it
know.
happened before she came.
Got there.
Yeah.
But, like, she's gonna watch the season. Like, is he really not gonna tell her they went to a strip club if it's gonna be
Oh,
on TV?
okay. Huh. Huh, we'll see. That's actually a good point. We'll see how she produces this next argument. But also my thought was like, who are you gonna go out with? Michelle and you? Is that gonna be the party?
Yeah, right.
Like,
Not fun.
not
Yeah,
fun at
Michelle doesn't
all.
look like exactly a party animal. That's pretty much it. Are you excited to see Gino at a strip club?
No. It's just it's does anybody look good on like going to a strip club? Like this like do they look like, oh, this is just natural? No, they all look
So creepy.
exactly.
It looks cool in rap videos when it's, like, slow motion and people just, like, throwing hella money, but
Right?
that's about it.
Yes. Good. This is I don't know if production has an agreement with strip clubs because not only on this show, but on one of their other shows, there were also showing us scenes in the strip club, and I'm like, I'm here for it, but not the awkward men touching the stripper. Like, exactly. And I'm like, ugh,
Yeah, I didn't think about the touching, but Jasmine is, like, immediately on that, and I guess, like, by touching, that would be, like, lap dance, right?
yeah, mainly. But not even. Like, I think, oh, well, the one I'm thinking about, the guy literally smacked the strippers behind.
Whoa,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
How do they allow that? That's
So, and I
crazy.
don't know if the clip for Gino, he was getting a lap dance, but I thought I seen his hands like maybe
They were kinda
touching.
off to the side.
Oh,
I
were they?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
okay, okay,
know.
okay. I was like, I know.
I mean, it's not gonna matter to Jasmine
Yeah,
whether they touched or not. She's gonna be pissed that he went to a strip club at
and didn't tell
all.
him, her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I sometimes I'm like, I Jasmine, do you like being mad all the time, or
She's producing the show for them. The producers aren't doing enough. She's producing the show. It's part of her it's just part of her many talents.
you know what? You're right. Because frankly, I'm like, have we seen them have just a civil conversation for like a whole segment? Have we? I don't think we have.
No, she's cried in, like, every single episode so far.
Ugh, bless her soul. She should go into acting. Like, she would be such a good telenovela.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so what do you have anything else on Gino and Jasmine?
Mm-mm, no.
Okay. So next time on, Nick and Devin touch down in the US. Clayton and Anali, it looks like they got a hotel room to go have sex for a night. And Anali still isn't into him.
The comment! I was like, "Brutal, brutal."
She said he was splayed out like a cow or something. Oh my god, so rude. I
So
think I'm
rude.
gonna like Annalie. She's just like no nonsense. She's kind of intense. Nikki meets Justigor's parents. Sophie and Rob have a romantic night. He tells her to remind herself about our future when bad things happen. He can't like he can't get any worse. We need to just like paint him red. Like he is just a walking red flag. Manuel wants Ashley to send his family $300 a month now. And then looks like Gino goes to a strip club. So
Fun.
should be should be fun. Do you have a fuck Mary kill? I have one.
I don't. I
Okay.
Next time I'm on, I'm gonna try harder.
Yeah, I'm lucky that Diana usually remembers, so I'm trying to be more diligent about remembering. So, fuck Mary kill, Nikki's pink suit, Devin's hanbok, or Closet Mom's velvet see-through top that she wore to the bourbon
Oh, they're
tasting.
all so good. Huh. Okay. I hate to admit it, but I probably will be wearing something like the mom. Just it kind of shames me to say, but yeah, so I will want to I wanna I really wanna marry the Devon's traditional attire. It's just like she said, she looks like a princess. How could you not feel like a princess wearing that?
It honestly looks pretty comfy.
Yes. Yes, it does. And
Like, it is both stately and it looks comfortable, which
yeah,
is like, how do you do that?
yeah, I was like, "Yes." So I'll marry that. I do wanna fuck Nikki's suit. It's just I
Oh, for
mean,
sure.
she definitely was, like, giving "fuck me," so listen, I will. So I'm killing mom's see-through. Yeah. Mom doesn't go out. And but you know what's so funny? Because I was like, "Where does she keep her clothes? Because that's a nice little outfit."
Right?
Like, I would not wanna fold that up,
There's
but
no shelving in the
yeah.
closet.
but she has style, so we know that. And she did her hair. You would have thought they were taking her on a date. What about you?
Yeah, I would probably do the same. I didn't think about this too hard, but yeah, the handbag just looked like, yeah, just really comfy and super cute. And then yeah, I would wear that pink
It
suit,
would.
but I'm not going to wear it all the time, so just for a night. And then, yeah, the, I would never wear anything like that. The
The see-through.
closet mom's top. Yeah.
Oh, that is
So
so
I'm going to have to get
funny.
rid of that one. That's all for us. So tune in next week for more stupidity. And thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.